Hi everybody, welcome to Chow Time. I'm Spike Spencer and today we are going to be making some black bean soup. It's, again, super easy. Easy. See what no, don't worry about it. I know, it's a rough day. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to start off very simply with the base. Now, I always say for a base of beans and soups and stews and everything, there always needs to be a little something that adds the flavor. So a lot of times it would be the mirepoix. If you don't know what a mirepoix is, it is onions, carrots, and celery. That can be the base of most things. For this one, I don't really need to do all that. It's pretty subtle and simple. I could do all that. I mean, there's a million ways you can go with these things. As always, when I tell you, it's like, hey, put your own spin on it. Throw different things in. Have fun with it and just kind of play with it. But I'm going to give you the very, very basic. I like to keep my dishes here for you guys very simple. So anybody can do that. So I want to chop up an onion, half an onion, roughly. I mean, like I say, I don't really measure. You know, you guys know that by now. But say half an onion. If you got something, a quarter onion in your freezer or your fridge or whatever, use that. Use some leeks. Use shallots. What are they? Shallots. I don't care. This is an interesting one. I really, now knowing, coming from Texas, southern Tex-Mex, I'm very well versed in, and I grew up on it. It's really, black bean soup though, I was introduced to this at an English pub, of all things. So I was working at a pub called the Black Labrador Pub in Houston. For years I was a waiter, and then I was going to become a bartender there. And I absolutely loved the food. And I've told the story before. The food was cooked by an African-American lady named Miss Sarah, at least for the time that I remember being there. And she nailed it. I mean, that food was so freaking good. And I have, I make shepherd's pie the way I learned there. Just so much good food there. It was phenomenal and wonderful. But first, I'm going to go ahead and take the onions. Put them in. Hear that sizzle? We love the sizzle. Bring on the sizzle. And I'm also a little bit of crying from the onions. Give me that sizzle. I love the sizzle. It's so good. It makes me so happy. So for the sizzle, I'm going to slap a little bit of salt on there. Now the salt is helping to draw out the liquid from the onion, any vegetables. Use this one. That's fine. There we go. All right. That onion is breaking down. This is a perfect spot to use tomatoes. Some of your tomatoes that you have that might be going bad, that sort of thing. This is a perfect time to use them. I like to have them in there. I use onions and tomatoes a lot in most of my cooking. I'm just a big fan. I like them. I'm going to put them down pretty thin on this one. I don't want big chunky tomatoes. Now I did another recipe called borracho beans. I highly recommend you watch that video. Really good stuff. Very, very similar. We're going to change it up a little bit. Like I say, I want to make sure that this tomato is incorporated. I want the flavor, but I don't want all the chunky chunks. That's not what I'm looking for. Just mix this up a little bit. There we go. All right. More tomatoes. Tomato, potato, tomato, pistachio. I don't know. There's a song in there. My song is not a good one. All right. So we get our tomato in there. We have our garlic. We have our onion, and then we're going to add our beans. Now, the thing about the beans, black beans, I could dry them. I could use the dried ones and soak them overnight and do all that stuff. I don't really care for that. I don't need that. I don't mind getting a can of good old organic beans because they're soaked, they're good, they've got a lot of flavor, and I can eat this very soon. That's kind of the goal. When I'm trying to cook for my family, I want to get that stuff going fast. So here's what I'm doing. I got the black beans. I got another can of black beans. Here we go. All right. I don't really need to add anything. I might add some, a little bit of water with some chicken stock, just straight up chicken stock is what I would do. I may want to keep these fairly thick. I'll see. I will make that determination after they cook down for a little bit. And I think, I forgot. I want a little bit of smoky hit, so I use my bacon fat that I have. I always have, like, some of you guys had a little grandmother who used to have, she would always like cook bacon and leave the fat in the cast iron pan on the stove. And that was always her base for cooking. That's old school. I know. It's good. All right, so here we are. We've got our black bean soup. I'm going to let that simmer for 10, 15 minutes, and then I'm going to check on it, and I'm going to start adding some spices then. So we'll be right back with that. All right, and we're back ready to finish off our black bean soup. Now, one of the things I didn't say is when we have black bean soup, once you get it to the consistency that you like, let's see if it's maybe too thin for you or something like that. I like to mash the beans down a little bit. This is a way to thicken the soup and give it a little bit of nice texture there, which is really awesome. We love that. Okay, and that is pretty much that. It is ready to go, so let's plate this bad boy. Let me show you what we're dealing with. This is a lovely, lovely soup. I really like this. I will finish it off. Normally, I would love to finish it off with some, let's say, some sour cream and some pico de gallo, which I'm going to finish it off with sort of a pico de gallo that I have here. I have some tomatoes, onions, and cilantro. And if I had some sour cream, I would put a dollop of sour cream in there. That's just the way I always had it when I was at the Black Lab, because they put a sour cream, a pico de gallo, and a pico de gallo with purple onions. There is a different flavor there, which I really found, I really loved that. I will hit it with a little salt. I will hit it with a little pepper. And a little olive oil. Bang. Yes. Okay. A little black bean soup right up there. Finishing it up. Yeah, this way. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. That is a black bean soup that is really, really excellent. I think you'll love it. I urge you to try it as soon as you can. And watch the next video that I have up for you here. And thank you so much for coming to visit me in my kitchen. This is Chow time. Let's eat.